Hello friends, today we'll talk about heuristic search, the next topic in your syllabus. Before we start talking about the heuristic search, let me start with a very small and a simple example. We do have solved many mathematical problems for the entrance exams and all, like the distance traveled by a train or the age of the father, given the age of the father, age of the son and all. So here, how do we start solving that problem? The approach what we use is we say, okay, let x be the age of father or let x be the distance traveled. So this x in the future helps us to get the accurate or the right distance or the right age. So this is nothing but a simple heuristic example. Let us go in detail now. So heuristics are approximations used to maximize to minimize the search process. Heuristics are also used by problems for which no exact algorithms are known and one need to find an approximate or a satisfying solution. See here, I'm not using the word exact, accurate. What I'm using is approximate answer or a satisfying solution. So what such problems may be computer vision or speech recognition. But then some problems for which exact solutions are known, but computationally it is infeasible to solve it, like chess game, Rubik's cube, etc. In that case also you use heuristics, right? So heuristic search decreases the alternative from exponential to polynomial. If you can remember or recollect the previous lecture, we spoke about 8 puzzle problem. In that case, we have solved that problem using both way, informed way and uninformed way. So uninformed way, the complexity was exponential. In case of informed way, where we use heuristics, it was optimal or polynomial. So heuristic search may or may not be optimal, but may give you the good results, although sometimes ends up in a failure result, right? It is not necessary. Again, I repeat, it is not necessary. It will always give you the correct result. Sometimes it might give you a failure result. So informed search uses heuristics to reach the goal state, whereas uninformed search does not use any guidance or any heuristic function. Okay. So heuristic search attempts to optimize a problem using heuristic function. So search which uses heuristic function is a heuristic search. Fine. The search which uses heuristic function is called heuristic search. Now what heuristic functions are used? Heuristic function is nothing but it gives an estimation on the cost of getting from node n to the goal state. So least cost node can be selected from possible choices. So given us a problem to reach from one node from one location to another location, we need to travel the minimum distance. So here it helps you in selecting a path to reach the goal state with minimum cost. So in short, it's a technique designed to solve problems quickly. Right? So whenever you want to solve the problem or whenever you want the quick answer, you can always go for heuristic functions or heuristic value. Now let us talk about what are these heuristic functions or heuristic value. If you remember, we have already used it in a puzzle problem. Let us look at some more. And one of them is here Euclidean distance. So here we know we have to reach the goal state from initial state as the initial state is given, right? And the goal state is given by traveling minimum distance to reach from initial to goal state. If we take, so here what function we'll be using is we'll be using a heuristic function or heuristic value called as Euclidean distance. What Euclidean distance? It gives you the straight line distance. And this is the formula for it. Like if the coordinate from the initial state is x1 to y1 and the goal state is x2 to y2, then x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y2 squared to the under root gives you the Euclidean distance. If you look at this problem, suppose this is location A and this is location B. From location A, that is your initial state, you need to reach to location B, that is your goal state. There are many multiple paths are available. You can follow this path, you can follow this path, this. But now if you look at the diagram carefully, you can see the minimum distance is nothing but traveling in a straight line from initial state to the goal state, right? It can be seen in the diagram itself. If you take this path, it will take more time to reach. Even this path will take more time to reach. Even if you explore this or this, and some distance and some paths may not reach the goal state at all, right? So if you look, so in this case, if you're using Euclidean distance, you can directly calculate the distance, the straight line distance between initial state and the goal state, and which will give you the minimum distance, right? To speak on the contrast, actually in real life problem, you'll never have a straight line between two distances. Even if you want to travel from your home to university, right? You don't have a single straight road which will directly take you from your home to the university. So sometimes, as I said, this informed search using heuristic function or value may not give you the optimal solution, because it may be in the beginning you reach till here and then suddenly there's some obstacle and you need to go ahead and then again follow it back. Similarly, but in that case, this path is quite better as compared to this straight line path. So again, I repeat, heuristic functions when you are using a heuristic search may or may not give you an optimal solution. Similarly, we have another type, that is Manhattan distance. It is used to find out vertical or horizontal distance. For example, if you look at eight puzzle problem, we already seen the previous video. If you have seen it, I think the concept is very clear. This is our initial state and this is our goal state. We are supposed to reach from initial state to goal state. Now what Manhattan distance does, this is a heuristic function what we'll be using here, right? So what it does, it finds out the vertical or horizontal distance. So this is my initial state, this is my goal state. Now if you look at 1, compare it with the goal state, 1 it has its right position. So number of moves required is 0. Now look at 3. 3 is at this position, but it should be at this position. So how many moves are required? 1 horizontal move is required for 3 to reach its goal state. So 1 move is required. 1 horizontal move is required. Similarly, when you come to 2, the original place is here. So again, it will need 1 more horizontal move. So 1 more horizontal move for 2 to reach its original place or the goal state. Now, next you come to 4. 4 needs 1 vertical move, right? From down it needs to move up to reach its goal state. So again there is 1 movement. When you look at 6, it just needs 1 more horizontal move to reach its goal state, right? So again there is 1 here. Now when you look at 7, the goal state of 7 is here. If you look at it, 7 is here, but right now it is here. So how many steps it needs to move? It needs to move 2 horizontal steps and 1 vertical step. That is 2 horizontal moves and 1 vertical move. So total 3 moves are required for 7 to reach its goal state. Next you have 8. 8 is already at its goal state. If you look at 8, it's already at its goal state. So no movements are required. So it is 0. When you look at 5, 5 is here, but its goal state is here. So how many moves are required? 5 needs to be moved up, that is 1 vertical movement, and 1 horizontal movement, that is 2. So in this way also you can solve 8 puzzle problem where you find out the Manhattan distance between the initial state and the goal state, and accordingly you select the next step. So total of this will give you the Manhattan distance. And another approach or heuristic value of function is number of misplaced blocks or tiles, what we already used in our previous lecture. If you remember 8 puzzle problem, what we counted there? We counted there the number of blocks which are misplaced or the number of tiles which are misplaced, and depending on the one which has less number of misplaced tiles, only that thing was expanded further. Is it fine? Now, if you look at this again, if you look at this Euclidean distance again, if I use Euclidean distance, I'll not be exploring all the paths. I'll be exploring only this single straight line path to reach my goal state. So here what I'm doing is my time, the execution time is decreasing. And if I'm exploring each and every path where some may lead and some may not lead to the goal state, it will be exponential. But what is the advantage? This uninformed search or a blind search which will explore all the search paths will give you the optimal solution. But whereas in case of guided search or informed search or heuristic search, it may give you, it may not give you a optimal solution. So I'm sure it is clear to you all. The three functions what we saw related to heuristics is, heuristic value or function is Euclidean distance, Manhattan distance, and number of misplaced blocks. So I'm sure heuristics is clear to you. Only one thing you should remember, we use heuristics whenever you want a quick solution, and the solution may be good or it may not be good. Thank you. This is a short video just to cover this small topic of heuristics. See you all again in the next video, in the next lecture. I hope you all are enjoying it. Stay home, stay safe. Have a good day.